All right, so I am recording my 6-week follow-up video. It's so crazy to think that it's already been 6 weeks, and I know that I have not been posting as much as I have been wanting to. One of the reasons being why this has been driving me crazy. And I figured, it's not going away. I don't know what's going on here. I've been treating it, but I have to see a dermatologist, so I'm going to be scheduling that and figure out what's going on here. But I didn't want that to be, stop me from recording my journey and sharing with you guys. I have been getting a lot of questions in regards to post-op, during treatment, in regards to Mia Aesthetic themselves, and also, why I chose my surgeon, Dr. Boker. So I wanted to answer those questions, but today being 6 weeks, I started to moderately do workouts. So I did some cardio on my stepper today. So broke a sweat a little bit, took it light. Again, I'm not going, full force. I'm introducing it slowly, taking it easy. And so I just got out the shower, and before I put my faja garment on, I wanted to show you guys my results and what it looks like without the faja. And then I'm going to put the faja on and continue the video, answer the questions that I have been receiving. I have had nothing but an abundance of love and just other men who are going through this journey thanking me for documenting, sharing my journey, and sharing everything that I have been going through, because they have either been inquiring about it themselves or have surgery days already scheduled. So I'm super excited that I have been able to connect with such amazing individuals. We've literally had great conversation. And I've just been sharing my journey with them personally, but there are specific questions they've been asking me that maybe some of you guys have not had the courage to ask me personally. So I figured I wrote them down. I'm going to go through those questions, answer them for you guys today. But before I do that, I wanted to share with you guys my results. So in those questions you guys are going to see, I know you guys have been asking about the pill that Dr. Boker had recommended for me for my chest area. As you guys can see through my beater, it's just very minor, but it is something that I have a complex over. He didn't want to do any lipo while he was doing the lipo 360 and BBL or gluteal augmentation. So he recommended this pill, and I'll get into that shortly. But I wanted to go ahead before I put the garment on, show you guys my results. Again, this is just a little bit of the tissue. It's more prominent on this side than it is over here. But as far as stomach goes, stomach is, pretty flat. I'm starting to get some definition as well as everything goes down and flattens out. I kind of sort of am getting that V-cut definition as well. As you can see, I still have some of the scarring. I've been using the Mederma, and I'll show you guys what that is. Been using this scar cream, and that's what I use daily on every single scar of incision that they did during the lipo 360. But overall, super excited for the results. Where I am now, I know again that I still need to be very patient with the journey, as I do, I will be seeing the final result of everything at 6 months. I'm a very impatient individual. I beat myself up a lot because there's, my biggest issue is self-confidence and feeling self-conscious about my body. And I constantly find the slightest little thing to kind of, to always pick at. So I've been doing, or trying to at least get into personal development and really learning to accept my body the way that it is, and trusting the process that I am still healing. I have nights like last night where I literally, I sleep with my faja, I sleep with the foam boards, and I literally felt like my insides, especially in the abdomen area, you can feel like the healing, like everything is tightening up. And it's a little uncomfortable, but not anything that's unbearable. Of course, it causes you to toss and turn, but it's like this weird feeling. I can't explain it. It literally just feels like my insides are just tightening up. So I know that that's a sign of me still healing, going through the process of the surgery that I have, put myself through 6 weeks ago. But nonetheless, again, super excited for where I am. Again, to show you guys, getting some definition in there. This scar is not from surgery. This is actually from when I had my appendix taken out many years ago. The scar used to be a lot bigger, and Dr. Boker, when he went in there and did the lipo, he broke some of the tissue that was causing the scar to look very ugly prior to surgery. And I love the way that it looks now. It looks a lot smaller, a lot thinner. But again, super happy with where I am now, getting some definition in there, and really just trying to learn to trust the process from the surgery. So I'm gonna stop the video real quick. I'm gonna put my garment on. Actually, before I do that, wanted to share with you guys, because I know that some of you guys have been questioning as far as the faja that I have been using. So this is the one that I've had prior to surgery that I showed you guys in the last video that I was using while I was washing my other faja. So I've been trying to use this one more because it has the most compression for me with the healing, but it's not the most comfortable. So I try to give myself a break as much as possible with wearing this one. This brand is by M&D. It's a Colombian faja. Again, I think this one, I got it many years ago, and I think it's really designed for women, so it's not the most comfortable for men. But the one that I got from Mia Aesthetics is super comfortable for men. It has the cutout the way that it should be, front to back, so I'm able to still keep my faja on while I use the bathroom, whether it's going 1 or 2, and it's still very comfortable, like I said. So I wanted to share with you guys the name brand of this one. This one is called Body Shape Tech, and it has a model number. The model number is 839. So what I will say is, if you're going to Mia Aesthetics, do your research, because this is the one that they will give you for men. So again, like I said, it has the cutout here at the front, goes all the way to the back, is super comfortable. Has the shape in the back for the buttocks. This one, I have to order another one, smaller size, because this is what I bought as my phase 2 faja, or stage 2 faja. And I came out of surgery with an extra large. I bought the large before I left, just so that I have it as I start getting thinner. And this one, even with the foam boards, it fits very loose. So I now have to go and get the size medium so that I have more of a compression support. That's why I've been using the other one more. But do your research, because I looked this one up on their direct website, and you can get it cheaper right from the company versus getting it at Mia Aesthetics. Mia Aesthetics charged me $120 for this faja. And I believe on the website, you can get it for like $85. So I'm gonna be ordering that this week so that I have a size medium on a faja that fits more comfortable for men. I strongly recommend men, if you are going through the surgery or thinking about it and doing your research on faja, this is an amazing one. Again, it feels very comfortable. It's not constricting in a sense that you feel like it's just uncomfortable like this one does with me. But again, I have to get a smaller one because it's just too big. And with that being said, I'm happy to celebrate that I am officially under 200 pounds, just a little bit under, but I'm super amazed with the results that I'm getting. And something that's been helping me with my weight loss journey and helping me curb my appetite is the Gluteal apple cider vinegar gummies. These have been super helpful in helping me curb my appetite. So I actually do 4 of these a day, 2 in the morning, 2 after work, and they've been helpful with my weight loss journey. So I have a little bit more to go. I have about 7 more pounds that I want to lose. And I think at that point, I'll be really comfortable with the results moving forward. So let me put my faja on and then I'll continue the video. All right, so I went ahead and put the faja on, and this is actually the faja that I said wasn't as comfortable as the other one that I got from Mia Aesthetics. But the reason why I wanted to put this one on was because in my last video, I showed you guys this faja, and I told you guys there was like 4 slots, that you can easily, as you're compressing and getting thinner and thinner, you're able to get smaller. So I was on the second to last which is the third one, and now I'm on the last one. So this is as tight as this one gets. So I wanted to show you guys just where I am with that. Sorry, and how that looks. And yeah, just super cool. So wanted to show you guys that. And then we will get into the questions that I have been receiving outside of just comments or people reaching out to me on my Instagram and what questions they had. So first and foremost, why did I choose Dr. Boker? Especially, you know, people are inquiring because they saw Dr. Boker when they announced that he was going to be a new surgeon with Mia Aesthetics at the Miami location. And they were very hesitant because, of course, he's a new doctor. There's no before and after result of his surgery. And, you know, you're pretty much going into choosing him as a surgeon, being blinded by not knowing, you know, what his results are going to be. So I chose him, honestly, because as a new surgeon, he had the best prices, first of all. And for me, pricing was important to make sure that, you know, I put myself in a financial, again, I financed my surgery. So I wanted to make sure that it was enough in a comfortable monthly payment for me to be able to sustain. Because, you know, I have a family, I have a 3-year-old. We're moving and we're moving into a home that we own. So I didn't want to, you know, put myself in a financial situation that I just could not, you know, commit to. So that was one. He had the best pricing. And two, I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. So I of course did not want to set myself to be like one of his first surgeries. I scheduled it in with enough time to know that his results were going to start showing. So he started in July. My surgery was August 21st. So I was able to see some of the work that he was doing with, you know, the before and afters that they started posting. And I was just super excited with what he was putting out. And I said, you know what? It is what it is. If I saw results that I was just like, I don't know, then I would have honestly bitten the bullet with rescheduling my surgery with another surgeon, and I would have paid, you know, whatever expense they were charging. I think it's like $500 or $1,000 to change to another surgeon. I would have done it, but I don't regret it. Dr. Boker was amazing. Again, he gave me the results that I was looking for. And I think one of the biggest worries that men have going into the surgery, or the misconception of going into the surgery, is that you're going to come out looking like a woman. You're going to have that hourglass figure. You're going to be shaped like a woman. They're going to give you hips. And I actually saw a video of some guy, I think he was in London, who was just criticizing men who are getting BBL surgery and how horrible it looks. And they're, you know, that they're coming out of surgery and they're looking, you know, they're getting that hourglass shape and they're coming out looking like Kim Kardashian. That's a whole different ballgame. I haven't seen that personally myself, but I think for men, we're getting so conformed with saying BBL, Brazilian butt lift, right? And everyone thinks of women doing it and getting that shape. Me personally, I think we need to start changing that wording around. Like I said in other videos, Dr. Boker actually called it gluteal augmentation. So I think if we start using that term more when it comes to men, that we are getting gluteal augmentation with Lipo 360, it sounds less harsh in a sense of you're going in for BBL, you're going to come out with hips and they're going to give you a woman figure and they're going to, you know, you're going to come out looking like a woman. What are you doing? Me personally, I think that has to be the mindset and the shift of how we're presenting it. You know, we're going in and we're getting a gluteal augmentation. That's what we're getting. We're getting that soccer butt look. We're getting a nice plump lift. We're not, you know, doing the extreme the way that women are. Again, it's beautiful on some of the women that are just, you know, getting that shape, getting their confidence. But for men, it's different. You know, we're getting that A form, that A shape, like Dr. Boker had explained in the video when he explained the surgery in my post-op. And pretty much just gave me that lift, gave me more of a fuller buttocks, what I was looking for. So start using that term. We're going in for gluteal augmentation. It'll stop people from having that conception that you're going in and getting a body of a female. So I think that's first. A lot of you have been asking, what is it that Dr. Boker recommended for my primary doctor to prescribe for the chest area? Now, for some individuals, if you have gynecomastia, the medication probably won't work. In my case, from what I have been told, I don't have gynecomastia. So what the medication is called, it is called anastrozole. So this is just a medication that lowers estrogen levels in men, because men and even women, we all produce levels of estrogen, levels of testosterone. So it lowers the levels of estrogen, increases the levels of testosterone, but it doesn't affect the fertility in men. So that's a good thing. You know, for me personally, I want to get to some point where, you know, we can do surrogacy and use our own sperm to have our own children, biological children. So that's super important. So I haven't started the medication because it took me a while for me to get to the lab. You have to get blood work done, and you have to follow up every 3 months to get the blood work done, because they want to make sure that your levels are decreasing as far as estrogen levels. Now, my estrogen levels from my blood work that I just had on Friday, I had my video conference call with my primary doctor. They are at a 30. So she thought that I was already on the medication, because they're pretty, you know, on the lower side. So she's saying that once I start the medication, which I'm going to start tomorrow, that I should get amazing results with it. So I'm super excited to start that. It's 1 pill a day. I'm sorry, 1 pill a week. And that's it. So it's called anastrozole, anastrozole. So if you guys are interested, speak to your primary doctor. If they're concerned about it being gynecomastia, they're going to run tests, you know, to find out whether it is or not, and whether anastrozole will be a fit for you. So thankfully for me, it is, and I'm going to be starting that tomorrow. So some questions about work. How long was I out of work, and how was it sitting at work? Because I do have a desk job, and I'm an office dental manager. So I'm sitting a lot. So I was out of work for a week and 2 days. So I went back to work very quickly. So I created a station where I can actually stand with my laptop at the front office. And I did a lot of standing, but anytime I needed a break, because again, I was not super comfortable using the BBL pillow yet, I would actually take the BBL pillow and sit it on the floor, and I would kneel on it at my desk. Yes, it was very weird. Some of my team members were coming into the office and looking at me like, what in the world are you doing? I looked like I was kneeling down at a pew at the church praying, but I wasn't. It was easy for me to just kneel down. Of course, it will cause, you know, some discomfort on my knees, but the key was to get up, stretch, and walk around a lot. So thankfully for me, I am cross-trained in the clinical aspect, so I was able to jump in and still see patients and be a dental assistant. So that helped out with me being able to stand up and not worry about sitting so much. What is it like driving? That was another question. Just this last week, I started driving again because Anthony, my husband, was driving me around everywhere. So I've become comfortable with sitting on my BBL pillow. I haven't really fully sat on my buttocks yet without the BBL pillow. So I literally put the seat all the way down. I sit on the BBL pillow and I drive. You know, at first it felt weird, but now it doesn't feel as weird. And it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward once you get comfortable using the BBL pillow. Another question was, how has sleeping been? First few weeks, sleeping was horrible. Learning to sleep on your stomach, trying to get comfortable, the faja, the abdominal board, the foams, the whole nine, it was just so uncomfortable. I was becoming delirious. It's up until recently, last week, I started feeling comfortable sleeping on my side, because I am a side sleeper. So now that I'm sleeping on my side, I'm catching up on my sleep. I'm feeling better. And it just takes a while. Again, you have to go into this knowing that there is going to be some level of comfort. So for me, I hated it. I was delirious. I was becoming upset because I just wanted to be able to sleep. I love sleep, so it is a struggle. Another question is, do I wear my garment all the time? Absolutely. The only time I take it off is to shower. And when I put one to wash, I have another one to wear. I am constantly wearing my faja. There's barely a time when I don't wear it. So it's super important to wear it. It's part of the healing process. It's part of what you need to do with the surgery. So make sure if you're going through the surgery that you are mentally prepared to wear it at all times. So how excruciating was post-op pain? I have a high level tolerance of pain. And all I will say is, if you ask me, will I go through the surgery again? No. Do I regret it? Absolutely not. But just the whole entire process, mentally, physically, what you put yourself through the surgery, you have to really be prepared to put yourself through that pain. I wouldn't say that it's unbearable, but it is a different type of pain. Once you get through that first, I would say 2, 3, maybe 4 days, you start to just feel like you really did a really intense workout and your body is just sore. That's how it feels. But initially, you are going to go through pain. You are going to go through discomfort. But as long as you go through and follow through with the arnica gel, the arnica tea, I felt the combination of the arnica tea, Percocets did not work for me, so I barely took them. But what did work was the Tylenol Extra Strength. So the combination of the arnica gel, arnica tea, and the Tylenol Extra Strength for me helped me be comfortable. So if you are coming out of surgery and you're finding that the pain medication that they're prescribing you, like the Percocet, is not working, try the Tylenol Extra Strength, because for me, that worked more than the Percocet did. So we'll wrap that up. I think that is all the questions that I have been receiving, at least from me going back from everyone that's hit me up. If there's any questions that you guys are thinking about, please message me. I will message you personally, but it'll also give me a platform of questions to answer here on videos, because someone else may be thinking about those questions as well. I know that I've been saying that I'm going to do a video on reviewing my personal experience with Mia Aesthetics, but I'm struggling with that because I don't want to bash them. I don't want to come off negative because I know that there's a reputation that they have. But what I will say is, if you're going through the surgery with Mia Aesthetics, be patient. Be patient because you're going to be waiting a long time. I waited an hour and a half before I got called back into surgery, and I thought I was going to go right into surgery. And then from there, I actually sat in a room by myself for almost 2 hours before I was actually put into the OR. When I came back from my post-op massages and post-op visits, I waited over an hour each visit that I came in, to only be in the back for 15 minutes for drainage massage. So if you are researching on whether to get your massages with Mia Aesthetics or not, I personally recommend you get it elsewhere outside of Mia Aesthetics, because you will be waiting a long time, and I'm very impatient. And for me, customer service is a big deal. And the girls there are very impersonal. They have no sympathy for you waiting a long time. You're sitting there hurting, you're sitting there in pain. But once you get to your surgeon, it is an amazing experience. So it's a win. It's like a give and take, right? You go through the process. You have to deal with the waiting. You have to deal with the girls not being personable, and they just seem like they have no interest in taking care of you. But what I will say, I know that the medical director is not going to be doing surgeries after March, and he's going to really be focusing on his and being at every location. And my advice, if anyone at Mia Aesthetics is hearing this, or Dr. Alvarez, I think it is, who is the surgeon, the medical director, if you're listening to this, my advice to you is work on your team. Work on the customer service experience. Work on the aspect of making Mia Aesthetics not feel like a factory. Because a lot of my conversations that I've been having with other individuals who have had surgery with Mia Aesthetics already the common word that comes out is that we feel that it felt like a meat shop, that it felt like a factory. But once you get to the surgeon, it is an amazing experience. Being able to speak to them, having them listen to you, their concern for what you're looking for, I don't regret it. I don't regret doing my surgery with Dr. Boker. And that made my experience tolerable in a sense that, you know what, I did something, I trusted on a doctor, the doctor was amazing, he gave me exactly what I wanted, so this is just the process that I had to go through. But if I can change anything, I would definitely say the customer service aspect and really just the efficiency of how things run there at Mia Aesthetics. And that's all I will say, because I probably can go on and on and on and on, but I think those are the main things for those who have been questioning what is it like getting surgery at Mia Aesthetics. In a nutshell, that's just what it is. Be patient, be understanding that it is going to be what it is until you get to the surgeon. Once you get to the surgeon, it's an amazing experience, but do your research. There's a ton of great massage therapists out there that are very skilled in drainage massages who do this every single day, because there's so many people who go to Miami to get these surgeries. So there's great massage therapists out there that you can get it done outside of Mia Aesthetics for probably the same price. And you're gonna get a full hour massage of drainage that will make a difference on how your body heals versus 15 minutes. Because I will say, I went for a fourth massage to someone outside of Mia Aesthetics. He spent an entire hour. He drained as much fluid as he could, and I felt the best. And that's where me personally, I felt less pain after that fourth massage, which was 4 days after we're out of my surgery. So do your research, go to someone outside of Mia Aesthetics for your massages, but don't give up on Mia Aesthetics, because the surgeons are amazing. So that is my personal experience. That is my personal takeaway from Mia Aesthetics. I will share some photos of just before surgery. I was on the phone waiting to get a hold of just someone because I had some questions before surgery. And I waited on the phone for 3 hours and no one ever answered the phone. And I took pictures, literally. I was on the phone and I was snapping pictures of every hour that I was on the phone waiting for them. It was a total of 3 hours before I decided to hang up. And these were legitimate concerns for me that I wanted to have answers for before surgery, and I had no luck. I had to actually wait for someone to reach out to me, because they were reaching out to me to collect my my payment prior to surgery, and that's when I had my questions answered. So I'll tag those photos in this video so you guys can see I'm not exaggerating as far as the wait times on the phone. But again, don't give up on them, because I have faith that things will get better, because they have amazing surgeons and they all do amazing work. So that is all for today. Don't forget to hit like, hit share, and subscribe to my channel. My channel has been doing great with reaching out to men who are interested in this surgery and who have been watching my journey. And I look forward to continue documenting. And if you guys, again, have any questions at all, either comment below, let me know what questions you guys have, or follow me on my Instagram. My Instagram is Tito, Tito _albino, ALBINO. And just message me, DM me, ask me those questions. I'll make sure to answer your questions, but it'll also give me a platform for another video to answer more questions that maybe others are thinking about that they just have not reached out and asked me. So again, hit like, hit share, and subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Bye.